Students, how are you? Welcome to Mahdi English School. Myself Nilofer Miss and my subject is mathematics. So my dear students, this online session is for the class 2. So I hope you understood all the things from the videos. You are watching very well it. So students, let's start the lecture. And you know this, that we are in the chapter number 9, shapes and pattern. This is the name of this chapter, and we are now in the topic shapes. We learned this topic very well. Exercise 9a we had done already. So we have to move for the further topics about the shapes. Regarding shapes, so many worksheets are there. I will give you so many worksheets, and I already gave you so many worksheets. You have to note down that all the worksheet into the fair book. That is the compulsory for you all students. Worksheet is compulsory. So many questions in the exam will come from the worksheet. So worksheet is necessary for you to do in the fair book, and I hope chapter number 9a question 1 to 5 is complete in all of your fair book, and please send the photos of your fair book to the follower teachers. So now let's start this. Here is the quote, that never stop learning because life never stop teaching. Life teach us so many things. Every day life teaches new lesson. So be ready to learn something new from the life. Life gives us so many things. Now students, we were in the topic of lines, which is standing line, sleeping line and slanting line. This is the basic lines. You all know that the standing, sleeping and slanting, these are the basic line. I have a chart of line, so you can see this line types are there. So here is the standing line, you can see, or you can call it a vertical line also. You can call it a standing line or vertical line. Then next one is a sleeping line, sleeping or horizontal line. Both the name of this line is, one is a sleeping line, one is a horizontal line. Two names are there. Then the next one is a slanting line or diagonal line. Which line it is? Slanting or diagonal line. And the next one is a curved line. There is no any other name of this line. Curved line is the name of this line. These 4 lines are basic lines, and you already learn these lines in the first standard only, right? So in this second standard we are going to learn more about the lines. So you know all the lines, you know, but you don't know the names of the lines. You know, you draw very well all the lines perfectly, but you don't know the name of the particular line, that which line called what. So I will show you the another chart. Again, this is the revision now students. This all the things we had learned in the previous lecture, but therefore we had done revision right now. We are going to do revision right now. So all the things will be revised. So this line, as I told you in the previous worksheet, that this is the curved line. There is no any other name of this line are there. Curved line you can call it, slanting line, and the another name of this line is a diagonal line. Here is, you can see that purple in color, diagonal line. Then the next one is horizontal line. Here horizontal, it means a sleeping line. You can see this. This is a horizontal line, it means a sleeping line. Then the next one is a dotted line, totally made make this line with the dots. So you can call it a dotted line. Which line? You can call it a dotted line. Then this way line you can call a zigzag one. What you can call? What is the name of these types of line? Zigzag. You can call it a zigzag line. Then a wavy line, like a wave come into the ocean or sea. This way in the oceans waves are come. So you can call these types of line a wavy lines. You can see in the picture I just rotate a red dot around these lines. This is the wavy line. Then the vertical line is this, which standing in the position. Vertical line is this. Then the straight line or sleeping line is also there. This is a straight line and this is a parallel line. It means the best example of the parallel line is a railway track. It comes together. See this, there is no any connection, line are not connect to each other anywhere, but it stay parallel to each other. So these types of line are there, and this is very important, how many types are there of the lines. So you can count in this worksheet that how many types of line are there. So I will send you the questions of it. But this worksheet is very well. You have to note down these lines into the fair book. You have to just try to draw this worksheet by your own. Just try in the rough book to draw these types of line where you use these types of line, which is the use of this line. So many things about lines are there in detail. So this is important worksheet for you. Now here is the house totally made with the lines. Only 3 lines are there in the house. First is a standing line, then sleeping line and slanting line. This house is made with just 3 simple lines. Nothing hard in this, and we have to find that how many standing lines are there, how many sleeping lines are there, and how many slanting lines are there. We have to find out from this house. So are you all ready, students, to learn about this lines worksheet? So here is, first of all, we are going to find standing line in the picture of house, which is totally made with the lines. 3 lines are there: standing line, sleeping line and slanting line. These 3 lines are there. So you have to find out. So let's starting the standing line. So here, students, you can see I just draw a red line on the standing line, so you can identify this is the first standing line. Then the next standing line is here. You can see first standing line, second standing line, then where the other one? Here you can see here. You can see the red dot in front of your screen. Here is the third standing line. Here is the fourth standing line. You can see in the picture which is in front of you. So total there are 4 standing lines. Is anything left? Do you think so? All the lines are complete. We covered all the lines. No, some lines are missing. So here is one standing line and here is one more standing line. You can see I just draw red line on it. Here I also made one red line here. You can see. So total how many standing lines are there? So let's count. Let's give numbering to the lines. This is the first standing line. Here you can see. Then here is the second standing line. 2 lines are there. Then the number 3 here. The next standing line number 3. Then here standing line number 4. Here is. Then here standing line number 5 and standing line number 6. Here you can see. So in the house how many standing lines are there? So in the house there are total 6 lines are there. How many total standing lines are there? Total there are 6 standing lines are there. Now the next one, in the house we have to find that how many sleeping lines are there in the house. What we have to found that how many sleeping lines are there in the house. So let's start finding that how many lines are there. So students, see this. Here is the first sleeping line. You can see I just draw red line on the sleeping line. So here is the first sleeping line. Here is the second sleeping line. Where is the second sleeping line? Here it is, second sleeping line. Then the next line. Here is both the lines 3, 4 and at the below of the house is the fifth one. So let's give numbering to the lines. Here is the first line, first sleeping line. Where it is? Here. The first sleeping lines are there. Then the next one, next sleeping line, second one. Second one is the next sleeping line. Then here is number 3, sleeping line number 3 is there. Here is sleeping line number 4 is there, and at the below of the house, at the basement, you can see I write number 5. There is one more sleeping line there. So totally this house is made with the 5 sleeping lines, 6 standing lines, and slanting line is the left. So we have to count now. How many? Sorry, there is one more sleeping line. We just forget this. See this, there is one more sleeping line. So total how many standing lines are there? So total there are 6 standing lines and 6 sleeping lines are there. So students, let's move to the counting of slanting line. Let's start counting how many slanting lines are there in the house. So let's start counting the slanting line. I draw red line on the slanting line. You can see here is red slanting line. This is the number 1. Here is the next one, that is number 2, slanting line number 2. Here is the third line, slanting line number 3, and here is the fourth one, slanting line number 4. Right students? So is anything left now? All the slanting lines are covered. So let's count. Here is the first one, first line, slanting line, second slanting line, the third slanting line, and the fourth slanting line is there. So totally this house is made with the 4 slanting line. I hope you understood students that how to count the lines. Now I have one more picture. So we can count slanting lines. Here is the boxes are given. Here is the slanting lines. We have to count how many slanting lines are there and write down how many number of lines are there. Then we have to count sleeping lines, that how many sleeping lines are there, and then we have to count the standing lines. That total there are how many standing lines are there. This is a worksheet for you. You have to draw these types of picture in your book, and then you have to write down this into the fair book. So students, let's start. First of all, which line we are going to find? Slanting line. So can you find out where is the slanting line are there? So I draw line, blue color line on the slanting line. I overwrite it. So you can easily identify. Here is the slanting line number 1. Can you see this? Slanting line number 1. Here is the slanting line number 2. You can see I just draw line over it, so you can easily identify where is the slanting line. Here is the first slanting line, here is the second slanting line, and here is the third slanting line. So totally how many slanting lines are there in the picture? See this, I write down 3. Total there is 3 slanting lines. This is the 1, this is the second, and here is the third one. So total there are 3 slanting lines in this shape. Now sleeping line we have to found. the total how many sleeping lines are there. So let's count it, that how many sleeping lines are there. So I overwrite with the parrot green color line on the sleeping line, so you can easily identify it, that here is the sleeping line which is green in color. This is the first line. Here is the second sleeping line. See this at the base of this shape. So here is the second sleeping line. This is the first sleeping line. Then here is the third sleeping line. You can see this is also a sleeping line. So this is the also a sleeping line. This is a small sleeping line, but sleeping line is that. So here is 1, 2, here is the 3, here is the fourth line, sleeping line. You can see. Here is also, here is also. Next, anyone, any else is there? Any sleeping line is left now? Yes, still some lines are left. Here is, you can see these lines are left now. This is also a sleeping line, and here is also a sleeping line. So let's count that how many sleeping lines are there in the picture. Let's count. First of all, here is 1, here is 2, here is 3, here is 4, here is 5, and here is 6. So total how many sleeping lines are there? So total there are 6 sleeping lines in this picture. How many? Total there are 6 sleeping lines in this picture. So which lines is left now? So totally there are standing lines we have to found, that how many standing lines are there in the picture. We have to found this. So let's overwrite the standing line so you can identify it very well. So black line I will draw on the red line, so you can easily identify how many lines are there. This is the first standing line in this picture, in this shape. So this is the first standing line. Then the other one here is. See this, a second standing line is there in the picture. This is the one standing line. Here is the second standing line. Now any other standing line is where we have to found. This is the third standing line. You can see in the picture in a black color. This is the first line. Here is the second line. Here is the third line. See, this one is a fourth standing line is there. 1, 2, 3 and 4. So total there are 4 standing lines are there. This 2 one is left. There is also one standing line, and there is also. So totally you can see I draw the black lines which is standing. So let's count now how many standing lines are there. Here is the first standing line, second standing line, third standing line, fourth standing line, fifth standing line, and a sixth standing line. So total there are 6 standing lines are there in the picture. How many lines are there in the picture? So total slanting line is 3, sleeping lines is 6, and standing line is also a 6. So this way you have to count these types of lines in the picture. This shape is totally made with 3 lines only: slanting lines, sleeping line, and standing line. I hope you enjoy this worksheet. Now this is homework for you. You have to write down this worksheet into the fair book. These shapes are very easy. Square, totally how many shapes are there? So you can see square, triangle, rectangle, and circle. These 4 shapes is there in the picture. This picture is totally made with these 4 shapes, and you can easily draw these shapes by your own. Students can draw these shapes very easily. So if it is possible, you have to draw these shapes, this type of design in the fair book. Otherwise you make the print out of it. So let's start. solving it, so you can easily understood this, that how you have to do it by your home and you have to do this worksheet by your own. Okay, let's start solving this worksheet now. Here we are going to solve this worksheet. So first of all, total number of square. So you have to count total number of square in this. So there are how many squares are there in the picture, we have to count. So I'll just make it white in a color so you can easily identify with the color square. So this is the square number 1. Then the square number 2, square number 3. You also have to count with me, don't forget any square. So you please count with me, students. This is the 1, this is the second square, third square, here is the fourth one, square number 4, here the square number 5, here the square number 6, here is the square number 7 and the square number 8. So any square is left now? Total how many square are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. 8 square I count. Now any square are left? See this, here is one more square which is square number 9. Then any else? Can you find any square now? Now here is the square number 10. Square number 10 is there, you can see, right? I just make it in blue in color. This is also a square shape. Now any square shape is left. So you have to find out in the worksheet that any square shape is left. Okay, see this, there is one more square shape I found in the worksheet. So total there are how many square shapes are there? Let's count now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 and 11. So total there are 11 square shapes in the picture, in the worksheet. Total how many square shapes in this? So total there are 11 square shapes in the picture. Now which shape we have to find? We have to find the triangles. How many triangles are there in the picture? We have to find out the triangles first from the worksheet. So let's start counting the triangle shape. So can you find out how many triangle shapes are there? Let's start counting. Here is the triangle number 1. At the end of this picture you can see green in color. I'll color it green. All the triangle shape I color in green. This is the first triangle. This is the second triangle. This is the third triangle. This one is the fourth triangle, fifth triangle, sixth triangle, seventh triangle, eighth triangle, ninth triangle. Then here is the triangle number 10. So now anything else left? Triangle shape, can you find? This 10 triangle shape I can find in this picture. So any other triangle shape is there? Can you find? So here is total 10 triangle shapes are there in the picture. I find 10 triangle shapes in the picture and I write down number 10 here. Then the next one, total number of rectangles. What we have to find, that how many rectangles are there in the picture. So can you find any rectangle is there? Here is the rectangle in green color. You can see I made the lines with the red color, green in a color. This one is the rectangle. So how many rectangle is there in the picture? So total there are 1 rectangle here. This is the 1 rectangle in the picture. So that's why I write number 1 here, because I find only 1 rectangle in a picture. See this, I write down here. Now total number of circles. So we have to find out total circles are there how many. So let's start counting circles. This is the circle number 1. You have to count with me. Circle number 1, circle number 2, circle number 3, circle number 4, circle number 5, circle number 6, circle number 7, circle number 8, circle number 9, then circle number 10 here, circle number 11, circle number 12, circle number 13, circle number 14, circle number 15, circle number 16, circle number 17, circle number 18, circle number 19 and circle number 20. See this, all the circles I made with the blue color, sky blue color, so you can easily identify the circle shapes. I just make it in a different color so easily identify, or it is easy to count for us that how many circle shapes are there. So total there are 20 circle shapes in this worksheet. How many total circle shapes are there in the picture? So total there are 20 number of circle is there in the picture. So one more worksheet for you. So this is the worksheet time. Let's starting the worksheet here. So see this students, here the picture are there. You can see the picture. So first of all here asking us straight lines. So is straight line in this picture is there or not? We have to say the answer, right or wrong. Straight line is there in the picture, right or wrong? So yes, there is a straight line in the picture. So if we are saying yes, so the next question is how many? So we have to count how many straight lines are there in the picture. So yes, straight line is there. I put the right sign in the box and the next question is how many. So we have to count. This is the first straight line. Here is the second straight line. You can see green in a color. Then the third straight line here. And the fourth straight line here. So total there is one more straight line in the picture. So total there are how many straight lines? Here is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So total there are 5 straight lines. Then the next one is curved line are there? Yes, there is also a curved line are there. So the next question is how many curved line are there? So let's see. You can see I just draw blue in a color, the curved lines. So total there are 2 curved line are there. So I write number 2 here. You can see. Total there are 2 curved lines. Then the next picture is straight line are there? Yes, straight line are there. So the next question is how many? So let's start drawing the lines that how many straight lines are there. See, I draw the straight line yellow in color. So this is the first line. Here is the second line, straight line, first straight line, second straight line. Here is the third straight line, fourth straight line, sixth straight line or seventh straight line. So total there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 or 6. 6 straight lines are there. So we can write down 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Total there are 6 straight lines. Then the curved line? Yes, curved line are there. See this, here I draw blue in a color. So total there are 2 curved lines in the picture. These all are worksheet for the better practice, and you have to write down all these things into the fair book. So students, I hope you enjoy this lecture and you enjoy the worksheet also. You have to write down this worksheet into the fair book. Now students, wait for my next lecture write down all the things into the fair book, write down worksheets also into the fair book. So thank you so much for watching this video. Let's meet in the next lecture. So stay home, stay safe students. Bye bye students.